intrusion detection systems. So we welcome you, sir, in this
Uh,
faculty development program.
Thank you, Pankaj, for the introduction. So straightway I will share my screen and we will start with the session.
Yes, sir.
So my screen is visible, Pankaj?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay. So this session is going to be a mixture of theoretical plus a little bit one or two small demos because for a proper demo we need not 90-minute session, it should be a long session. So we have to discuss a lot of things and technologies. So I will straightway start with the first session is our securing IoT devices using AI powered solution. First, we need to understand why the security is getting too much important, especially in IoT world. What has happened? What incident recently or in the past few has happened, which necessitated this security? You can say concern about the security. So first of the that notable that IoT security breach or hack was Mirai botnet attack, which happened in uh, 2016, and it totally changed the perception about the security because what happened in this case, the cameras, IP cameras, we know that in our houses also, in our offices also, we have got cameras are there. In this case, what happened in this botnet? They exploited weak and default credentials of IoT devices like IP cameras and DVR to create a massive botnet for a launching distributor denial of attack. What was happened? It disrupted major websites like Twitter, Netflix, and Spotify. By what they done, basically in this case, they involved more than 6 lakh devices were compromised. Even in our case, in your case, if you are having IP camera, I am 100% certain that most of you people, you might not have changed those default passwords or access whatever access permissions are there. You never change these type of things. Even in Wi-Fi routers we have in our houses, we never change these type of things. So in this, what happened? The 6 lakh devices, they started targeting the DNS server. Now, what happened? We know that whenever we have to access any site, first we need to DNS is going to resolve to the IP address. So once their DNS servers was down, so these sites were also down. So what is the key lesson from this incident? That your device credential should be secure, or if you have given the password, it should be strong, and your IT devices should be in one proper segmentation should be there. So if the devices or something is compromised, it should not affect. And who do not understand that DDoS attack mean, in this what happens? Suppose in our case now 70 participants are there, only two are interested in listening to my lecture, all rest they are not want to attend my lecture. So what they will do, they will try to raise certain questions. That means all the other participants, they will start asking me the question. So next 3 hours we will spend in answering those questions, and those two participants who want to listen, they will not be able to attend the lecture. That is DDoS type of attack. That means you are denying certain persons, they are not able to access that type of site. So this was one major attack. Then another one Jeep hack was there. In this, what happened? The researcher remotely took control of a Jeep by exploiting a vulnerability in info. We know that in our vehicles we have got entertainment systems are there. So in this case, what they did, they exploited the cellular network vulnerability, and then what happened? They were able to control that Jeep, and that company has to recall almost 14 lakh vehicles. They have to call back and they have to address this vulnerability. And what it demonstrated, that means the connectivity between the vehicle, it should not be insecure. So later on, we will be looking at which solutions we are going to use to address these solutions. So again, the key lesson is secure remote access, because generally we should disable these type of remote access. If we have disabled that type of access, then the hackers or researchers, they would not have been able to assess that type of thing. So this was also one major hack was there. Then this was target data breach, which happened in 2013. Hacker gained access to the target network by exploiting vulnerability in IoT-enabled HVAC systems. Now, what is HVAC? Heat, ventilation, and air conditioner system. Through that, they were able to assess their point of sales terminal, and they were able to assess almost 40 millions payment credit card details was stolen, and almost 70 millions customer records were compromised. And in this case, they have to almost as a damages, they have to give spend almost 150 millions dollars for compensating the people. So this was one hack that happened. So again, segregation and monitor networking activity should be implemented. We will be looking at that also, how to check for the anomaly type of things. Then this is a very famous case which happened in way back in 2010. And in this case, what happened? A sophisticated warm targeted programming logic controller PLCs used in Iran's nuclear facilities. What happened? In this case, they disrupted this and nuclear centrifuges, and which slowed down the Iran's nuclear problem, that program. So highlighted the potential for cyber physical sabotage through IoT. So if your installation or where you have installed these type of devices, IoT devices are there. So physical security is also, we can say video surveillance is also very important. So in our case, we will be looking at one solution which can be used, or even we will look at like now Mahakumbh is happening in Prayagraj, how they are going to secure that type of things, which thing. So we will be looking at that. So here also, if the installations are very critical, so certain video surveillance is needed. So we are taking different cases so that you are able to understand the breaches. According to, we will suggest the solutions which are available for which purpose, which solutions we can use. Then this was another Verkada camera breach. In this, what happened? Hackers accessed more than 1.5 lakh surveillance cameras from this company. And basically, this was cloud-based company. That means they were controlling all these camera through their centralized cloud solutions. But when the hacker was able to hack the end, what happened in this case? The company which was although using the cloud, they themselves are using these cameras, and in that case, they did not change the default passwords. That means so much negligence was there. So what happened? When the hackers hacked, they because Tesla and some hospital, jails, and schools were using, so sensitive footage and data was leaked. And again, it demonstrates the risk of centralized IoT management system. That means if you are using centralized management system, then you have to be very careful. Like in our case, I will be giving you the one demo. That means we will be using AWIoT for little bit demo purpose. So that is also one centralized IoT management system. Then one another incident is there, Las Vegas aquarium hack. In this, what happened? A smart thermometer in an aquarium tank was used as an entry point to assess oxygen, because networks are connected, because these all smart devices, they are given certain IP address, and once you are able to enter into one device, and slowly you can enter to the other devices also. So in this case, what happened? Because it was casino, so they were able to steal certain sensitive data. That means who were spending large amount of money, a lot of things they were able to stole that type of things. So again, highlighted the risk of no traditional IoT devices. Generally, we do not use these type of thing, but if you are using these smart thermometer, that type of thing. So what happened in this case? That casino was hacked using that smart. That means in your organization or in your house or in your university or college, even if one single device is vulnerable, the hackers through that device they can compromise your whole system, whole network. Then this is very dangerous cardiac device vulnerability. And in this case, FDA disclosed vulnerability in cardiac devices like pacemaker, allowing attackers to modify settings remotely. That means what will happen if your these type of devices are even getting hacked. So in this case, the patient safety was at risk, and in this case, whatever companies were involved, they have to perform the updates for millions of devices. And in our case, we will be looking at one solution in which by using that solution, if you have got not million, even if you have got billion of devices within you can say hour, we can update the software on all those billion devices. Certain solutions are available. That means if a certain company using millions of devices and some hackers have found the vulnerability, now they immediately need to update. So certain solutions are available. So we will be looking at that. That is why we are looking at that vulnerabilities. And what is the key lesson? That means prioritize security in medical IoT devices and perform rigorous testing, because it is a matter of life and death. Then again, one incident was their Ring doorbell hack. Hacker assessed Ring doorbell cameras due to reused or weak credential. Again, most of the time it is a credential or the mostly used password. So enabling them to spy on and harass homeowners. So again, in this case, the privacy of users were compromised, and in it shook the trust in smart home devices. So what is the solution? Use unique strong password and enable multi-factor authentication. Now, whenever you access even GitHub or AWS cloud, we have to use this multi-factor authentication. And now it is recommended practice. Then this was again very dangerous Florida water supply hack. In this case, what happened? Attacker breached a water treatment plant control system via remote access and attempted to increase the lye levels in the water. Uh, what was the impact? Could have caused harm to thousands of residents if not detected. Luckily, in this case, the those were able to detect that something has happened. So it highlights the vulnerability in critical infrastructure. So again, the solution is limited remote assistance and employs strict authentication and monitoring. Again, video surveillance, these type of things are recommended practice. Then these days in our houses, a lot of we are constructing smart houses, and in which each and everything is a smart internet of things. So in this case, what happened? Flips Hue smart bulb hack. Researcher hack Flips Hue smart works to inflate home networks by exploiting a one Zigbee vulnerability. So again, through bulb, they were able to hack the other systems, smart system into the your house. So again, because what was happened, the firmware in that smart bulb, it was having vulnerability and it was not updated. So regular update of IoT devices and secure communication standards like VPA3 is recommended. Then this is again very dangerous hack that has happened. Smart toy vulnerability. Now there was one smart toy that was called Cloud Pet. Mean one teddy bear was there, uh, which was able to record the voices of the your child, and even parents were through that they from their mobile phone they were able to send the videos or audio to that pet, and that pet will automatically will uh, used as RTOs, that type of things. And then there was one German company, my friend Kyla, also again, that mean the child can record that type of videos that have. But the problem was, in this case, it was found out that they were using it for purpose of spying purpose they were using. And in this case, even German people, they banned this company in 2017 itself. Again, millions of user record was exposed, and child safety and privacy was raised. And please, in this case, what is the lesson? Design IoT devices with privacy as a priority and encrypt sensitive data. So we will be looking at this solution also, key, if how we can encrypt the data, which thing we can use. So last thing, Tesla autopilot hacking. So researchers demonstrated how fake road sign and adversarial sample could confuse Tesla's autopilot system. And again, it highlighted potential risk in autonomous driving system, spurred improvements in machine learning security. So what was the key lesson? Harden AI model against adversarial attack and validate input. So these were certain major attack, and one another medical device hack, insulation pumps. Again, researchers found vulnerability in insulation pumps and other devices, allowing hackers to manipulate doses. Impact could lead to server health risk and prompted recall and patch by market. Millions of these were recalled, and they have to update that software. And if the medical IoT devices are there, then even more strict security and testing standards are required. Now, so if we are going through, this is just a tip of iceberg that have discussed. So what should be done? Should we stop using technology related to today's session? Should we stop using IoT devices? No, this is not the solution. And I will like to say this line: when you will come to my office, you will find that this line is written on my office. What is the meaning of this line? Boats are safe in harbor, but that is not what these are made for. So what it means, who are not able to stand, that means boats are meant to sail the seas rather than remain in the safety of harbor. Same way, technology is there to use. IoT devices we have to use. So this is not the solution that we will stop using the technology or IoT devices. So what should be done? Implement security. So in today's case, what we will be looking at certain solutions, AI powered solution. And for that purpose, what we will be using AWS cloud. So in my case, I have already logged in from my AWS account. And if you are going to look at this AWS, I'm using cloud for showing you certain solutions that are available. Because if you have got millions of devices are there, your own premise solutions are not going to be sufficient. We have to use certain solutions from the companies which are very big and which have got very critical solutions available. So in our case, we will be looking at that. So when we talk about AWS IoT, so if I'm going to look at AWS offers you more than 200 different services, which are databases also, which are machine learning, internet of things also. Then we have got securities are available, quantum also. But in our case, we will be looking at two categories of that mean we will be looking at AI solutions also and Internet of Things. So if I'm going to click on this, certain solutions are available which are used for machine learning purpose also, deep learning purpose also, and for AI purpose also. So then we have got Internet of Things. Lot of solutions are available. The first solution that we are going to look at is IoT Core, connect devices to the cloud. So let me go to this. That means when we are using the AWS IoT, what it does, securely connect, test, and manage your IoT devices. And AWS can support billions of devices. and trillions of messages in can process and route those messages to AWS endpoint and other device reliably. And so let me give a little bit of demo before I start moving to other things. Suppose I have got certain devices available with me. Uh, so what I need to do? I need to connect those devices with the AWS IoT. Suppose if I've got 10 devices, then local solution will be okay, or 100, then local solution be. Suppose I want a solution like when at election time, we know that when Lok Sabha elections are there, we have to get the feed from different centers. So we want to use IoT for that purpose. So for that, we need certain solutions which will be of large scale. So most of the company they are using cloud. It could be your Google Cloud. Also, it could be Microsoft Azure Cloud. But in the case of AWS, they are the leader in this case. We will know why they are leader. So in this case, I'm just taking, we do not have got millions of devices even for today's purpose. Even I do not have even single system with IoT system with me. But suppose I am assuming that I have got one IoT device available. So when I am going to use AWS IoT, we will look how many of the that loophole we have discussed. It is going to patch up those loophole. So let me go. Suppose I have got one device available. So what I will do, I will say that connect device. So little bit I'm giving the demos also. So in our case, suppose we have got one Raspberry Pi or certain device is available. So in our case, what we are going to do, we have to prepare our device. So in my case, what I am going to do, I'm going to use one operating system. In my case, I have got one virtual machine available. That means one operating system is there. We will treat that this is one IoT device. We know that it is not IoT device, but we are assuming that this, even your laptop you can make as a IoT device, your desktop you can make as a IoT device, but they are not that much efficient. So in my case, I'm taking this virtual machine is one IoT device. How I am going to connect with that AWS IoT, and when I'm going to connect, how many vulnerability it is going to address, that we have already discussed. So in our case, what I will do, I will go to my that solution. Let me go there. So what is happening when we click on that connect one device? First of all, it is saying that turn on your device. In our case, we have already that my that VM is active. In your case, it could be Raspberry Pi or certain another device in which some operating system is there. So first thing they say, please check whether your IoT device is able to communicate with that our cloud solution or not. So they have given one command that you have to, that means this is the endpoint. This is AWS IoT's address. And what we will do, we will copy it here. And in my case, I will go there. And in my case, I will type it here. So I'm typing it. Now, if you are going to carefully look, that means this my virtual machine is able to communicate with that IoT device, that AWS IoT. So this was the first thing. That means whenever you are implementing, connecting your devices with the AWS IoT, you have to first check whether that is able to communicate. In your case, this link will be different. In my case, link is different. So please be careful. So once I have checked, what I will do, I will say next. Now here, we have to name certain things. In my case, we are using virtual machine. In your case, it could have been Raspberry Pi, it could be and been some other smart device, or it could have been, you can say, a certain vehicle, that type of things. So in our case, what we are doing, we are creating one new thing. That means this thing was not connected with the AWS, and we are now connecting. We have to name that. And please remember, when you're using this type of solution, you can specify the type of things, whether this comes in vehicle, whether it comes in sensor, that type of things. So you can create the groups also for billing purpose also you can create groups. Suppose for CSC department they want to use IT department different, production department different, so you can group, but we will keep the thing simple. So in our case we are not we are just specifying things name, and this is very important. That means we will click on next. When we are going to click on next, it is going to say that device, which operating system is there. Please remember it will be either Linux, Mac, or most probably it is going to be your Linux based, like when you use that Raspberry Pi, Linux is there. But even if it is Windows, you can choose that type of. So in my case I am assuming, like in my case, that virtual machine is your Linux based. So what I'm going to choose, I'm going to choose this Linux, and in which language you are comfortable, because now that device has to communicate with that your AWS cloud. So what we need certain solution. So when we are going to communicate, suppose this is going to artificial generate certain device, certain temperature, certain humidity readings. So what we need to do, we need to send those reading to our AWS IoT. So we have to implement the solution in certain language. It could be Node.js, it could be Python, it could be Java. Suppose I'm selecting the Node.js. So what it will do next? Now it will give you one download connection kit. And the important thing is this one, certificate. That means for each and every device, AWS is going to create one certificate, one private key, and one policy. Policy mean whether that device can send the messages or not, or whether that device can only receive the message, that type of things. That mean if you have got millions of devices, what is it is going to do? It will create the certificates for millions of devices without any extra cost. So that mean the device communication with the AWS, it will be encrypted, because most of the hack that we have seen, they in which the data was being sent in clear text. So whenever you're using any cloud solution, especially AWS, it is going to create that type of things. That mean now what it is saying, download this connection kit. So when we are going to download this connection kit, uh, it will contain all the things. So in my case, so now what we need to do, we will take, it is in the package name is connect device package.zip, and we will take this into this operating system. We will unzip, we will write certain codes, certain type of things, then this device will start sending that certain data to that. But in our case we are not doing that. I'm just showing you that in this case, the first important thing, that means whatever device is going to connect with AWS IoT, it will be using secure communication, so that man in the middle, certain attacks, they will not be possible. So then we are going to say next, and it is giving you the instructions also, which type of instructions we have to run to activate those certificates, that type of thing. So in our case, we are going to say continue. Now what will happen? We can view that thing. So in my case, when I'm going to go to the things, this VM1 is there. One thing I already create. So the first thing that we address, that when we are using the cloud solution, what is going to happen? It will use the individual certificates. Now let us again go to the slide. So when we are talking about this AI powered solution, that securing IoT devices on AWS cloud involves leveraging AI powered solution to proactively monitor, analyze, and respond to potential threat. AWS provides several services and tools designed to secure IoT devices. First, we have already seen that mean for connection, it is going to give you the certificate. And what we can do, we can use the data using artificial intelligence and machine learning to analyze that data. So in our case, we have already seen that certain services are available. IoT Core we have seen. We are now going to look at the other services, out of which there is the most important service, which is this AI based, is IoT Device Defender. We will be looking at that. So in our case, basically, what is AWS IoT? We have already discussed that it can connect billions of devices and can route trillions of messages reliably and securely. Uh, then this we have already discussed. Core, that means devices can publish and subscribe. Please understand, whenever you are discussing that IoT thing, we have to understand that publish and subscribe mechanism work. Like suppose I have got YouTube channel. So what you are going to do? If you are going to subscribe to that channel, whenever I am going to post the new videos, this will get, you will get the information. But in your case, you cannot put the videos on my channel. So same way here, the devices, what they can do, they can subscribe, uh, uh, also they can publish. But when we were creating that thing, like I have shown, in that case we did not applied any policy. It default, it will allow to publish data also, subscribe the data. But in our case, we can create policies in which we can specify that it can only, certain device can only subscribe to the feed, or certain devices they can publish also, that type of thing. That can be controlled through the policies by using the AWS IT. So in this case, these devices, they can publish also, subscribe also. In this case, we are showing only one arrow, that means only subscribing to the feed. Then another thing, that means that is one solution provided by the AWS. Then AWS provided one another solution. Suppose in my case, we are taking the example that we want to control the agriculture. That means when to give the water to our farms, that type of thing, all over India. So what we need certain smart IoT solution. Now what happens when we move to the villages? Sometime network connectivity issue will be there. That means their internet connectivity will not be available all of the time. Although now the situation is not that dire, that was few years back. Now even in villages, high speed connectivity is available. But sometimes what happens, certain other issues might crop up in which your IoT devices cannot directly communicate with that, you can say, to the AWS IT. Like a lot of time what happens due to certain region, internet services are down for a day, or the government blocks internet service for a particular day. Then what will happen? So AWS has come up with another solution. That means what they have provided, they have provided us with one software. Sorry. That means they have given us one edge software, green grass core software. So what we can do? Now we know that Raspberry Pi hardly cost 4 to 5,000 rupees, and it comes with I think these days 8 GB RAM. So what we can do, in one particular village, we can configure one Raspberry Pi, and we can download this software, which is AWS IoT Green Grass Core, and we can install that this software on that Raspberry Pi. Now what will happen? This will become like your mini cloud or edge device. Now there is all IoT devices, what they can do, they can communicate with your this Raspberry Pi. That means whatever the data is there, whatever sensor data or anything is there, they are going to send it to. And for this, they did not require internet connectivity. Local area network will work. That means whatever data will be there, it will get stored in this IoT Green Cockroach, and most of the processing can be done here. So whenever the connection is available, now this green cars device will connect with the cloud, and it will transfer the data. These days what is happening, now we are not sending all the data to the cloud, we are locally processing the. So AWS is also providing you one software which is industry standard, and almost it has got monopoly type of thing, and again it is freely available. That means you can take any of your devices, you can connect with this green grass course which act as a your edge device, and it can communicate. So again it connect using secure protocol, again that your that certificates are use secure communication is there, again from this to this again secure communication is there. So this edge type computing solution also they are providing. Now the most important thing, in our case we have seen that smart thermometer, that HVAC system, that power of sale counter. That means whatever devices were there, they were vulnerable, because in that because those devices also contain operating system, but this that operating system is not like a full-fledged Linux operating system or Windows operating system or Mac operating system. Like in my case, I am very security conscious. So whenever I recommend certain companies about the security, I always say that instead of using Windows servers, please try to use Linux servers, because they inherently they are more secure. So what happens when the client they chooses instead of Windows system, they start using Linux system. So first step itself is implementing security. So same way, when we are talking about the smart bulb, that thermometer or HVAC system or that type of things, we need certain operating system. Again, these devices they contain real-time operating system. So in this case also AWS has created one real-time operating system, free RTOS. Again, almost 60 to 70% market share already it has captured. Again, it is freely available. So if you are a smart IoT device manufacturer or that type of things, so if you have to use any real-time operating system, what you can do, you can use this RTO system. So what will happen if that smart bulb or that type of things, they could have used this RTO system. Now, whenever this RTO system, it is going to communicate with your, you can say directly with the AWS cloud, it will be using the secure protocols. And if it is connecting through that edge device, again, the connection will be secure, it will be secure. So please remember that AWS also provides. That means we are addressing the security at the core. Mean we are changing the operating system. They are making one available operating system which is very secure, and it is securely able to communicate with your edge devices also core. And where this RTOS can be used, the beautiful thing is that mean it can be used in anti-lock braking system, ABS system, airbag controllers, infotainment solution, like we told about that Jeep hack, in which the hacker was able to hack that Jeep or remotely control that Jeep by using infotainment system. There you can use pacemaker, insulation pump, medical monitoring system. Again, this RTOS can be used, and for controlling robotic arm, conveyor belt. That means this operating system can be used. And if we are using this operating system, again, this is a very secure, you can say, real-time operating system, and it uses all the security features also for communicating with your edge devices, that type of. So again, this solution is available. Then we have got AWS device management is there. So we will be looking at that. Now, one of the major problem that we were facing, that mean we know that whatever software is there on that your firmware is there in your devices, the hacker are going to find vulnerability there someday. Now, what happens if the hackers are going to find the vulnerability? Suppose millions or billions of devices are deployed. So, what is the solution? How I am going to quickly update those software? We want certain solutions. So again, your AWS provides that type of solutions. So in this case, what is the sequence? That mean by use in our case, when I was connecting one my device, I was connecting one device. Suppose you have got million of devices. No, this is not the way to connect. That be one by one. I'm going to connect. Then AWS provides you another solutions for connecting millions of devices within minutes to AWS IoT. So in this case, we will be using that technology. We are going to register all the products by using that technology. Then we will organize those like vehicle sensors, um, other type of things that mean we can organize the things. Then what we can do, we can use one facility which is provided by the AWS over the air. That means if we are going to use these facilities over the air from AWS IT, so what we can do, we can go to the AWS cloud and we can specify a our new version of firmware to AWS cloud. We can upload that version. Now what the this AWS is going to do, immediately it will start updating those millions of devices. Also you can control that that mean update these devices 1000, or you can straightway say update millions of devices. But please be careful. Almost 5 to 6 months back, you know that one window update was there, and it put down millions of system. Again they were updating certain software, but that update did not go well. So it is recommended practice, instead of if millions of devices are there, not immediately you step by step you can specify that per minute 1000 devices, that you can specify. But this give you the facility also for to update. So this solution is also available. That means if some patch is there, we can immediately by using AWS we can apply that type of patch. So what are the key components? Uh, AWS IoT Core is there, which connect IoT devices to the cloud, manages communication and process data securely. Then we have got IoT device management, which help manage the life cycle of IoT devices, including organizing, monitoring, and remotely managing IoT fleets. Even by using AWS, we can remotely run the commands, certain commands of those devices. Then these are the further solutions which are available. That means we have used that green cards also, IoT also, certificates also over there. Now, what are the other solutions which are available? So for that purpose, what we are going to use, we are going to use their AWS IoT Analytics service, or we are going to use the AWS IoT Defender service. So I will be little bit showing about this AWS IoT device defender. Now, what is this AWS IoT Analytics? It analyzes the massive volume of data collected from the IoT devices. That means now sometimes what happens, suppose our certain temperature devices are there which are going to sense the temperature, and we have put certain devices on certain sensitive like nuclear plant, that type of things, or at certain places. Now what happens sometimes, those devices, suppose certain device is there which is giving the information about temperature at certain nuclear plant, and suppose some hacker has controlled that device, and if it is going to send that now the temperature has risen so much, so what will happen? Immediately certain action we have to take. We might have to shut down certain things which can be very dangerous type of things. So we want to analyze whatever data is there. We want to analyze that type of data. For that we have got AWS IoT Analytics is available, and then we have got one AWS IoT Device Defender is there, which use these all AI type of solutions for continuously updating and monitoring device behavior. And we will be looking at small demo of that also. So we can use these type of service. Then we will look at other service also. So let me now move to the this IoT device defender. And what are the benefit of AWS support millions of devices, messages, provide multiple layer of security, including authentication, encryption, and fine-grained access control. We have already seen that we can decide which devices can publish or which can subscribe mechanism, that is your access control. Uh, Encryption by using that certificates. And the most important thing is that your AWS works with AWS services like Lambda, S3, DynamoDB, and machine learning services. In AWS, they have not given one separate, you can say, section that means these are AI solution. They have clubbed all these solution under machine learning services. And the benefit of these services is that means suppose certain thing is happening on our, that means certain anomaly has been discovered in certain device, or certain device is under attack. So our that device will send that data to AWS IoT. AWS IoT will analyze those data, and then it can perform certain functions. Lambda is nothing but serverless computing. That means in this we can specify that action. Keep please shut down this, or run that command, or do this type of things. We can specify that, and we will be looking at that also. So let me, before going to that Defender thing, let me show certain things. Now, which companies are using this AWS IoT? First one is this NL company, which is Italian company, and which is handling 61 million customers by using AWS IoT. That means it is one Italian multinational manufacturer and distributor of electricity and gas service, which controls by using AWS cloud so many customers, almost 6.1 crore people it is handling. Then we have got Woodside's Pluto. Now look at this. This is service, and what they are using in their gas facility, they are using 2 lakh sensors, and then they are collecting the data, and they are running 6,000 different algorithms on the sensor data. Same way, whatever data we are going to collect, AWS provides you lot of different services. Please remember, almost you know that 80 to 90% startup companies, they use cloud, and out of those half of the company they use AWS cloud, because they have got such a vast choice of services. That means you can create from simple to one very large solution. So I'm just giving you an example. And then this Volkswagen is there, iRobot is there, LG Electronics, they also use this tractor company, they are also using. This is again tip of iceberg. Now let us move into this IoT Defender, what it does. Now when we talk about AWS, that means certain securities were inherent when we are using AWS IoT, that type of thing, or green score, or over the air facility type. But we want further security. For that, we have got AWS IoT device Defender is available. What it does, it detects anomalies, uses ALML models to analyze device behavior and identify if there is any anomaly. So it will identify that. Then adapt security policies. Continuously check for misconfigurations or deviation in IoT security policies. That means if certain we have onboard certain devices, what it will do? It will check all the configurations, and if it is going to find certain things, it will immediately inform you. And real-time alert generates alerts for suspicious activity based on predefined. Suppose it has detected that certainly, suppose there is one site where the temperature should be 20 to 30, that type of thing, but somehow it has start showing the temperature as 90. So we have to diagnose that type of thing. So we have to look, and in our case we cannot continuously sit on terminal and we can watch. We want certain alert mechanism, and AWS provides you alert mechanism. That means if something is detected, it can send you the SMS, it can send you the mail, even it can call you. So certain facilities are available. That mean immediately like I was attending certain conference in which that NDTV administrator was there. They are saying that when some time breaking news is there. So what happens? The resources are used because they are also using cloud for their solutions. So what happens if certain breaking news is there? So their infrastructure, much pressure is there. So they got lot of alerts on his mobile phone itself. That means this is happening, this is happening. So many servers has been, or certain pressure is there, or the service degradability is there. Lot of alerts are there immediately. And then from that mobile, that person can take. So real time alerts are there. So let me go into the practical of that. So it will give you us the information. So in our case, suppose we have created this device. So before moving into that, you can say thing, you can defender. Let me show one another thing. That means once I have created that device, how I am going to check whether I will be this AWS cloud will be able to send certain messages to that device. So for that, what we can do, we can publish. And then if we want to receive this AWS cloud want to receive the messages mean data, how they are going to receive the data. Generally, it is in JSON format. So whatever temperature data, sensor data, any type of data is there, what happens? It is created in JSON form, or in whatever form it is created, it has to convert it into JSON form, or it could be in raw format. Then we have to send it to. So how it is going to receive that traffic? By subscribing to a topic. So we can test whether our, like suppose in my case, when I was using that, if I have installed that software, then what would have happened? My device would have started communicating with that AWS IoT, and it could have started sending the data, and then that data will get received here. And from this we can send it to Lambda also, S3 also. Lot of services are there. So this is. Now let us go to the security type of things. So in my case, we are going to the security. In AWS security, set up and manage your device and data security. So in this intro, three things are there. That means when we click on this security, by default security mean device defender. Now what it is there? Lot of things are there. So whenever we have to use this IoT Defender, what we are going to do, we are going to say create your first security profile. So in our case, we are going to say create security profile. And now look at this. Please remember two type of security principles are there. This ML based and rule based. And please to understand this, when you use antivirus, what happens? Those antivirus, they have got certain signatures available. That means if you are going to attach certain pen drive or certain device with a certain size, it will check against those signature and it will find that this virus is there. So when we are using this rule based, uh, that means we are trying to use that type of thing. But here in our case, what we want to use these AI based type of things. So what we will do, we will click on this ML detect. So we are just going to give it any name A, B, C, D and description, because we are short on time. So we are just going to specify that this security profile is ABCD. We can enter the description and target. Now, all things, suppose we have got 1000 devices. So we can specify, please, all the devices we want to defend by using IoT Defender. And here it is showing that means authentication failure. Suppose somebody is trying to brute force against your, mean it is trying to brute force for finding the password. So what will happen? Authentication failures will be there. So what we can do? we can select these type of permission. That means authentication failure, connection attempt, disconnect. How many time our device is getting disconnected? What is the message size? Message received. These are cloud side metrics. That means because in our case, even authentication of devices we can do through the AWS IoT, or certain device level metrics are there. We can specify listening on that device, how many TCP ports are open, or how many UDP ports are open. Because if that device is going to be under attack, there will be lot more TCP or UDP connection implemented. So in this case, what we can do, we can specify which behavior we want to analyze. In this, we are specifying if you want to delete certain, just select and delete. So in our case, we want to check authorization failures, yeah, all these things. Then what we are going to say, next. Then you can specify how many. If authentication failures are there, 3, then raise the alarm. And what should be the confidence level, whether high, medium, or low, that type of things you can specify. That means high mean if it is 100% certain, then only it will take it as authentication failure. So you can specify that type of thing. Even you can specify connection attempts. You can create that type of behavior. Then what we are going to do next, then it will give you the metrics also, what has happened, that type of thing. But in our case, because we have not connected with any device, uh, so we will not be doing that. So in my case, I'm just going to cancel it. That means this is available. Then we have got one further facility is available. So again, I will go to the security. I will go to that intro, conduct ongoing audits. So let us start now. What is happening? We said that the most of the time hacking happens when your devices are misconfigured. So in this case, what we want to check the, sometimes not all the people they are going to use AWS certificates. You might be using third party CA certificates. So if we're going to say check this one, check this one, whether this certificate is used by the 2 or 3 devices or not. IoT policy overly permissive. That means that device has been given certain more permission than they are required. So you can specify certain things. That means whether that device has, because hackers first thing what they do, once they have hacked the device, they will disable the logging so that no trace is there. And revoke device certificate. Suppose if certificate has got compromised, it is still activate. So in this case, if we are going to select all these things, what will happen? And when we are going to say enable edit, so it is going to check all these things. That means uh, whatever case studies we have seen, those cases, most of the time it was due to insecure protocol, or there was a misconfiguration, that type of thing. But in this case, what it is going to do, it is going to check all these type of things. So what will happen, it will be able to detect and it will give you the report. So again, I'm canceling this. And one very important thing, the beauty of AWS is, suppose now we have millions of devices are there. Now we are capturing the data. So where I am going to store that data? Please remember, AWS people, they have got one S3 storage is there. Almost 60 to 70% of the companies, they store their data in S3. Hey, there was one time in which your that Dropbox, we used to use Dropbox. Dropbox was behind the scene using S3 service. That means if you have to store any of your data, uh, most of the time we use the S3 facilities. So if millions of devices they are sending the data, what we can do, we can capture that data and we can send it to the S3 service, or we can send to certain another solutions. So let me show you how we can do that. So this is very important. That means the beauty of AWS is that means this IoT Defender solution or IoT that events, it is provided by those IoT section. But now what we want to use certain other services also. So for that purpose, what we can do, there is one meshing routing concept is there, which is you can say it is the most used facility or the most powerful facility in AWS. So now what we suppose the data, lot of data is being generated. So what we are going to do, we will create certain rule. Again, I'm naming my rule as ABC. So we are going to say next. And please, if millions of devices are there, we do not want to capture all the data. So you can select also. So in my case, for a demo purpose, I'm just saying select star from all, which is not recommended because you do not want to store all the data. So here we can use SQL type of command. You can filter the data. But suppose millions of devices are there. So we are saying select star from all. Then we are saying next. Now this is important. What is that mean? Whatever data is there, where we want to send? We want to send it to Amazon Open Service for generating the alarm, CloudWatch log. Then this is one very good service for analyzing the real-time data. Then we have got NoSQL database is there. Then we have got that analytics is there, events is there. Again, this is real time and this is Lambda function. That means certain data is there and we want to, according to data, we want to take certain action. So in this case, Lambda function is used for taking that type of action. Then we have, if we want to store the data and later we want to analyze, then we have got S3 storage is there. And if certain type of data is there, suppose we have already processed data in that edge device, and then simply we want to send the notification, we can use this SNS type of. Then we have got time series tables are there, step functions are there. That means we can send the data to other services also, and that means we can combine that type of things. And what are the certain other services are there? So let me go to one another solution. Cancel. I'm going to leave this. So now let me move to one service. I'm moving into the machine learning. So I'm going to click on two services. Lot of services are there. I'm just going to click on one this service. Now suppose you want certain complex solutions. That means IoT Defender was providing certain facilities, authentication facilities, but you want larger type of solution. Or if we, another problem is that most of the solution is that in critical infrastructure, how we are going to recognize that certain unwanted person is entering. Like now, what is going to happen in Mahakumbh? Now there is a total one, you can say 10 cities there in Prayagraj. Now security is very important there. So what are they are doing? It is in public domain. I'm not leaking any secrets. So they are using certain balloons. For in balloons, there will be a high resolution cameras will be there. That means all over the city, that and city, they will be continuously monitoring though even 1 inch in space they will be monitoring. So if some bad element will be there or certain incident is going to happen, immediately they will come to know. One control center will be there. Now, which solution they are using, this is not in public domain, but most probably they will be using certain services like this imagine recognition type of service. So let me show this little bit. So this certain services are there. That means even it can detect about the certain things here, like need to detect specific object or scene unique to your business. So it can detect. That mean then we have got certain images there. That mean if there are cameras are there and if they are capturing those photographs, we can analyze whether these are matching with the criminals, that type of things or not. So certain services are there, and this facial analysis is there. That means then we have got face comparison is there. This service can be used. That means those cameras will capture that image, and if they have got that database of bad elements available with them, then what they can do, they can analyze that type of thing. That means in this case, let me just show one thing. That means suppose I'm just going to upload one thing. In my case, let me upload this thing. So we want to compare two photographs. Suppose this is criminal. So I'm just second photo. Suppose they have captured this photo, or this is the criminal's photo, and this is the current photo they have captured. Now what it is going to do? It will compare it will do the comparison. So net speed is a little bit slow. So we will see. That means face comparison. So these services are available. That means whatever video feed is there, it can analyze the video analysis also, it can perform, it can do the label detection also. Sometimes we see that if certain car is there, and their number is not recognizable. So what we can do? We can use this label detection type of thing. It will identify, that mean what is written in there. So that type of suppose they have identified that this vehicle number is going to create the problem, or it has skipped certain checkpoint. So what they can do? They can use this type of things for detecting those number type of things. So here, what is happening? We are comparing. That means suppose this was the criminal photo and this is the happy. Now here what it is showing? It is showing that these are similar type of faces. That means they will be able to recognize. That means in this case, AWS, it provides lot of solutions. In one is this service is used by lot of companies for performing these type of analysis. So in my case, let me again go to this label detection. That means you can do that type of thing. Then we have got another services available. Imagine SageMaker, build, train, and deploy machine learning models. So you can use that type of things also. In this case, what we have shown you, we have shown that this, please look at this. What is this product? Imagine SageMaker AI. Imagine SageMaker AI provides machine learning capable for data sciences and developer to prepare, build, train, and deploy high quality ML model efficiently. Again, it can label the data, build, train, tune, deploy, and discover data. Mean whole solution is there. It you can do, but again, limitation of time is there. But in this case, you will say that in our case, we are using the cloud for all the purpose. Suppose you have got small solution, one certain on-premises solution. So let me give you small example of that also before we will move to the next session. So in my case, again, in my case, a lot of other services are available. Guard duty is there, which can detect your you can say DDoS type of attacks. Then we have got security hub is there. Then we have got Mac is there. It will detect whether certain sensitive data is stored or not. That means on all the devices, it can check whether certain sensitive data is there or not. These type of services are there. But let me go to one uh, little bit demo. Suppose we want a local implementation of, you can say, let me go there. Uh, I want on-premises solution. So how you can do? That mean let me give a little bit. So in this purpose, I'm not using Google Colab type of thing or Jupyter Notebook. In my case, I have got let me straightway go to the code. So in my case, I just want to show certain demo. In my case, I have got certain directory available, and this is the one directory. And in this directory, I'm just going to run this tree command. for this session, I will keep 5 to 6 minutes for the question. I will take another uh, 10 minutes. Now, what is this? In this case, I have got a certain solution available in which what I want to do. I have got certain data available. Then what I want, suppose I want to see whether our AWS, those devices, certain anomaly is there or not. So instead of using cloud, what I want local solution. So in this, I have created one certain demo in which I have written certain file. The file name is train.info. Let me show you this file. So I'm just going to show this file. It is in app directory. In app directory, we have got certain file is there. I will not fully explain the code. So here we are using NumPy, pandas, sklearn type of thing. Look at this. Here we are creating our own data. We are a synthetic data we are creating by using random function in which certain you can say data is normal and certain data is your denote anomalies. So in this file itself, what we are generating the data, although in this case we can use the already available data sets. So in this case we are generating certain data. Then what we are doing, we are training that data by using this isolation first. Then once we had trained the data, model will be created. Then we want to inference from that model. That code is also there. Then we want to do the prediction, that type of things. So whether it is a normal type of data is normal or that type of things. Now the problem is, normally, when you perform these solutions, like in my case, I'm using Linux system. I have to install this also. I have to install these type of thing. In this case, I'm using one advanced solution. In my case, advanced solution is I'm using one Docker technology. So in my case, I will go into this directory. I will just show you one file. In next section, we will be discussing a little bit more about what the technology I'm using. So here we have got one Docker file is there because I need for running that my PV file, I need certain things. So here what I'm doing, I'm using certain operating system. Here we say that image, then what we are saying, install certain things. Whatever we want to install, that is in requirement text. And what is in requirement text? Let me just show you. Flask is there, NumPy is there, Panda is there. That means in our case, this file, it will take one minimal operating system in which it will install all these libraries. Then what it is going to do, it will copy that file, then it will expose 5000 port, and then it will run this program. Then what we have got, we have to run simple, one single command. So let me go there. So this is also one advanced solution that can be, instead of using that collab type of things, you can use Docker for your showing your demos or for training purpose or that purpose. So in my case, I will go into this directory and I'm going to run this command, Docker compose up. That means what it is going to do, it will do all the things. It will take one operating system, it will install all the dependencies, it will create the data, it will train the data, it will do all the things. And then it will be ready to give you that whether that traffic is anomaly based or not. So in my case, I'm just going to run this thing. So what it will do, depending upon the time, it is going to because in my case I'm using very less type of data. So what it is going to do, it is going to say to AI service, then it will start training, then it will start loading, creating the model, then it will load the model, then it will create the interface. And then what it is going to do, it will expose that. So let me show you. Meanwhile, let it go. That means this is my file. So most of the slides that I'm showing, I will be sharing, but certain slides are also part type of my online courses. I will delete those slides. Rest of the material I'm going to. So this was the code. This was the your file, and this was your that Python file. So in my case, I'm running this command. Now, when I'm going to run this command, what will happen? It will expose this port. And then we are going to put certain data, and it is going to show whether that data is your anomaly type of that. That means we can implement that type of solutions also. Let me check whether that has happened. Now, what it is saying? It is showing that our solution is ready. So in my case, let me check 2 or 3 files. So we are posting certain data. So let me paste it. Now, when I'm saying, it is saying that it is normal type of traffic. That means no anomaly is there. So let me copy this also. That means. So I will cancel this. Then I will conclude this session. And because next session also I have to be using, so I have to cancel this, and let me run this one command, down volumes. So in our case, what we have done, that mean it is local implementation, that type of thing. That mean you can implement the local on system, whatever data we are getting. Even because I'm using the Docker, it can be installed in that Raspberry Pi. In Raspberry Pi, you can launch these type of things. It will capture the data, and it will can analyze that type of data, and it can predict whether it is a anomaly or that type of things it can use. So in my case, for this session, I will give 10 minutes for the questions. So participant, again, there is lot to show, but again, limitation of time is there. Uh, uh, I could have given certain step by step of say SageMaker also, but again, limitation of time is there. So participant, any question for this session? Pankaj, any
Thank you for
break,
the
or
wonderful
we
session,
should
sir.
continue after 10 minutes?
Thank you for the wonderful session, sir. The participants, you are requested to drop if any query you do have in the chat window. Sir, one question in the chat window is how can AI algorithm be trained to recognize normal behavior pattern of IoT devices? And which threshold can be set for detecting anomalies?
Again, for that, again, certain training data sets are available. We can use that type of thing. Or again, what we can do, we can check the pattern, like we using unsupervised type of what we can do. We can check from the whatever data we are getting from that devices, certain inbuilt, like in SageMaker, certain inbuilt models are there. We can apply those model for checking these type of things. Or like when I was using that IoT defender, according to you, you can specify. That means how many unsuccessful authentication attempts should be considered as you can say certain somebody is trying to hack certain thing. Again, please remember, when we are when the things are not signature based, like antivirus or that type of your IDS, and if it is threshold, it depends upon trial and error type of things. That means if you have taken certain reference, you can say threshold, and you are finding that a lot of false positive or false negatives are there, so then what you have to do, you have to adjust those algorithm, that type of things. Are these AWS services? Yes, these services are paid, and but for 1 year they give you access, free access to certain services. So yes, if you are going to use that SageMaker or certain solutions, those are very costly. But again, uh, again, compared to physical hardware on premises, again, it is cheaper. So it depends. That means for your answer, it yes, it is paid. Yes, in physical, suppose you have got one Raspberry Pi is there. Now we know that Raspberry Pi is also you can use as a IoT device. So what we have to do, Raspberry Pi will be connected with the internet. So in internet, what we are going to do, let me show you one thing, just because you have asked. So in my case, let me certain because when I am going to create one code, that connect point I have to specify. That means when I will be when I want to send from that device, because through internet it is connected that device. That means it is connected with the AWS. Now in my case, when I was creating that thing, it before creating that thing, there was certain one endpoint was there. So in my case, whatever code is there, I'm going to put that endpoint here, that link here. So after that, what will happen? That device will be through the use of internet, it will be able to communicate with that your AWS cloud. Because internet, if internet is running on, it is connected with the internet, then that device is automatically connected with that AWS. And for that, it is going to use this. And for authentication purpose, what it is going to use? It is going to use that your private key, because each device will be having their own private key. Instead of that username and password, by using private key, they will be authenticating, and they will be publishing to this topic, and there we can subscribe on AWS IoT, and it will get that data. It is clear? Just let me go there. How can AI be deployed to balance operational efficiency with the user privacy? And please remember certain thing. When I was using this, AWS got certain other services are also available. So again, because limitation of time was there, let me show you one thing that might be very useful. Just 1 minute. Now, this is one reference article, uh, uh, reference. Now, in this, we are using certain medical devices are there in between. You have got IoT green grass is there. Now, these devices could be streaming data. It could be simple telemetry data, uh, or certain log file is there. So, lot of services are there. Now, for authentication purpose, AWS got one Amazon Cognitive service is there, identity service is there. That means whatever username and password is there, authentication will happen through this. For log file, this type of database is there. So when we are talking about, because in this case, first of all, mean whatever data is there, it will be securely communicated to that AWS cloud. And in my case, I was using that OYO region. But in your case, what you can do, because we want our data to remain in India only, so I could have used the Mumbai region. If you are going to carefully look, in my case, I was using the US region. But whenever you are deploying the service, because it is requirement, so I could have used Mumbai or Hyderabad type of region. So let me again come to that question and pinpoint that answer. So let me. So how can I be employed to balance operational efficiency with, especially when processing sensitive? Again, because for uh, because this is using that encryption protocol, so that means the man in the middle attacks will not be there. So privacy will get maintained in the case of if you're using these type of solution. Hmm. So so I think 2 minutes more. And Pankaj, sir, should we continue? the session
Sir,
for second.
as you wish, actually, you have elaborated the concerns very well, and you may need some break. So, sir, as per your
No,
convenience, you
in
can
my
avail.
case, I do not need and participant. You can ask uh,
No, sir, for the
5 minute break.
participants,
Huh? Huh?
they are eager to accomplish, and they are eager to attain the knowledge from you as at the earliest. So, no
Okay,
issues from the
then
participants. But if you want to avail some break, then we can think.
no, no.
Otherwise, sir, you can continue.
I will continue. I think because a lot of things are there to teach, so I don't want. So participant, I will. If you have got another 2 minutes for this session, so any question, other question, one another question is there. How can AI add in formulating an incident response that adapts based on a type of attack detecting? So I think for giving the answer to this question, we will wait for the next session because we are going to discuss about intelligent detection system, which does the exact thing that you are asking. So if there are certain attack detected, what is going to happen? So I'm just going to discuss. So in my case, uh, let me close this. Let me open the other files. So just I will take 1 minute. So I will open the another slide.